I'm okay.
Hey, how you doing? So, a while ago, I picked up a little something at the Impound Comics convention. I was just roaming around the con when I went up to this one booth where this person was selling his book. The book is called Wannabes, written by Mitchell Martinez and art done by Samir Simao. So I went up to his booth and he describes the book to me as kick-ass about superpowers, and if you ask me, that movie would be like 10 times better if it had superpowers in it. That premise intrigued me enough, so I picked up the book from him. Just so I can have my support within the indie comic space, while also supporting Martin himself. He even was nice enough to autograph it for me, even though he asked me if he should autograph it, which I said yes, and then he did. So I decided to make this video to essentially make a review of this book, so that way Martin can get more recognition for this, and by recognition, the 8 people that are subscribed to me, but also shine more light into the indie comic space. I have volume 1, which is just one part of a grander story, from what I assume. And as far as I know, it's only this one volume. If you could find it anywhere, I would suggest going to the publisher's website, Scout Comics. But from what I've read on some Reddit posts, creators working for them has been kind of negative. Mainly with threats of not paying them enough, or just straight up ghosting, or other things are mainly negative. But I'm pretty sure this is the only way to pick up the comic, so you win some, you lose some, I guess. Speaking of, where did I put the damn thing? I needed to keep track of it. What the fuck? Let's just read the damn thing. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire story. I'm not going to explain beat for beat every second what happens that goes on a pointless tangent for 40 minutes. I'm not going to describe every second what happens and go on a pointless tangent for 40 minutes. This is some pretty professional looking art for an indie comic, and what I mean by that is they don't have those fancy printers and inkers, whatever, at Marvel and DC, Reminds me a bit of old art from the Ultimate Spider-Man run. Not this one, that one. Art can easily make or break a comic, especially if it has a good story. And on that note, let's talk about the characters. In my opinion, those important parts of your story. You could have the most perfect story, no plot holes, but a boring or unlikable character can easily ruin it. Thankfully, the characters in Wannabes are pretty good. We follow 2 teenagers, Jordan and Walt. They idolize superheroes so much they become crime fighters of their own. One day, they were exposed to radioactive canisters, causing them to get their powers. Like how everyone gets them. Jordan becomes Zapster, having electricity-based powers, and Walt becomes the Drench, a Punisher-like figure with water-based powers, clashing with Jordan's Superman-like ideology of heroism. Now, I didn't consume Invincible in the beginning for no reason. The story's like a PG kick-ass with some qualities of Invincible as well. Some of these characters feel like real people for the most part. Yes, the characters can have personal and relatable things, but the dialogue can be a little bit flat. And I mean, no offense to you, Martin Martinez, if you're somehow watching this video, and I say this with comedic purposes, but it's like someone in high school wrote this dialogue. Okay, we're good. Thought high school was going to pop out for whatever reason. Wait, do I even keep that bit in or not? I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure. Well, Riley, that's so easy. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, Jordan and Walt's descent to rivals is built pretty solidly. Nothing groundbreaking or anything, but it's definitely the most interesting part of this first volume. Now, I gotta be careful with how I present my criticisms here without sounding like a total asshole, because Martin put a lot of heart and a lot of passion into this book. As with literally the first page being a whole dedication to his mom, his stepfather, and everyone that worked in this book's publication, with even a party being thrown for the book's inception, as well as his parents being super eager to see what happens next while Martin was writing it. I personally think that's very sweet. Supportive parents are the best parents. Now, the story itself, it's very simple, and that's all it needs to be, really. And this first volume is a pretty good setup for the story. I hope there's a bigger story. I pray to the comic gods, please. but I like the relatability of the events that happen. If I was in Jordan's shoes, I would pretty much do what he would be doing. It also helps that comic book fiction also exists in this world, just like justifying Jordan's need to become a superhero even more. Now, there are a few cliche moments in this book. I'm pretty sure I saw like 5 short I've seen like a million times everywhere else. And some of those characters are just like borderline not worth mentioning, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Again, this is like the first volume of like a most likely bigger story, the pilot episode to the rest of the season. And comics are already in episodic format, so we can get more development with these ideas and these characters. Like, that's the great thing about comics. You can like mention one thing in one issue and like totally forget about it till like issue 40 or something, and that gets picked back up and mentioned again and explored even further. Now, I just want to talk about the little things I liked in this book. For one, I like the cover. It's a take on the evolution of man, but from Jordan going from a little boy to the superhero that we see him now. There's even a variant cover of that same idea, but with the drench also. Very simple, but I like it. Also, another thing I liked in this book is that when Jordan is like not using his powers and he's in his costume, his hair's flat, but when he's using his powers, it's all staticky and shocky. Again, simple enough, but I like little things like that. And also, honestly, I'm just stalling so I can get this video like to 10 minutes. The big two, Marvel and DC, are doing gangbusters right now, especially companies outside that. And I just like started reading comics like full time, big air quotes there, about a year ago. But I finally saw how important the comics art form is, and one art form that's inspired many people, such as me and Martin here. I say that like I know the guy. I don't, but more importantly, I speak for all of us that want to create something. Either if you think it's for fun and you think people will like it and you want to share it with the world, or if you want to create something that connects to someone that has those same experiences that you had also. Expressionism is very important, especially through art. Now, if you're inspired to pick up this book yourself, again, I will leave a link in the description for the Scout Comics website. And I would also recommend going to your local comic shop and picking anything that's not Marvel and DC. I'm sure you have a great time with that. And this Scout Comics is not sponsoring this video at all. Just show a screenshot of the 8 subscribers they have. But they also got posters, mugs, and shirts if you're feeling fancy. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Like the video, comment, subscribe if you want to. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.